welcome back to the Atomic Bomb. So today we're going to be going over basically my opinion of the Netherlands at War expansion set. So what this expansion set does is it makes the Netherlands a separate playable power, kind of like Britain, France. They have their own income and they can spend it how they want. They're not just a neutral. So how the Netherlands at War expansion set is set up is they have some forces in the Pacific over here, some ships, men, to defend their Pacific colonies over here. And then they also have some forces on the homeland Netherlands that they can use to protect that, and a little navy over there. Then here are the extra forces included with the set. And so basically the Netherlands start off with 1 IPP, and that's not going to increase until they go to war. So they're going to be a pretty weak power, not going to be able to put much on, maybe one more colonial infantry somewhere they choose, but really not that much. And they do have 12 IPP in value to their territories, and they can reroute their capital, London. So that does create a little bit of strategy there, as the Axis probably want to hit them in one punch, because if they reroute their capital to London after Netherlands is taken, but they continue to receive all their income from these Pacific colonies, and Dutch Guiana right over there, that's definitely going to hurt the Axis war cause. So Salib, special rule about that. The Japanese basically have to leave 1 infantry on it, or it returns to Dutch possession. So that does harass the Japanese a little bit, but not too big of a deal. They can just leave an infantry there. If Dutch Guiana is, which is right there, possessed by an alliance at war with the Allies, basically all their aircraft are going to cost 1 more. So that actually does bring a little bit of gameplay to this area of the world, because the Axis are going to have to try and grab that. Maybe Germany sends some transports down there or something, but definitely some interesting things going on there. And then Netherlands, Antilles, and Venezuela. Basically, all ships for the Allies cost 1 more, and armor, anything that really uses steel, increase the cost by 1 until the United States enters the war, if the Venezuela or the Antilles are possessed by an alliance at war with them. And then heading down here, so the home country is the Netherlands, obviously, which is right there. And then they are at peace and do not go to war until they're declared on. So they're kind of a neutral. They are a separate power, but they are a neutral. They're not really aligned to either side. The income from their colonial colonies can be sent to their capital in exile, London. Discussed that earlier. They surrender when their capital is in London is captured. They can build colonial infantry, which makes sense. It'd be hard to get, a factory over here in the Pacific. They reduce the U.S.-Japanese trade income by 1 if the Axis declare war on the Netherlands. But I feel like that's unlikely that the income is not already at 0, because they've attacked China at least 3 times by the time they attack the Netherlands. But that's that. They can build Marines and Commandos. Marines are just, standard Marines from the game. But Commandos, which are this thing right here, are basically Marines and airborne units, which I don't get how useful that is, since the Dutch can't build air transports, but, what the hell? I mean, they're Marines, too. And then the Marine marker is here, so that's a cool marker, and the Commando marker is also a pretty cool one. So, yeah, that's basically the Netherlands at War expansion set. There's a little bit of strategy to it. I honestly, I consider Anzac's job harassment in the Pacific, grabbing back all these islands from Japan, which may be weakly defended. Maybe Anzac can do that too, or pull back out a little bit, harass them in the European theater. I think all they really have to do is just maybe help the British fleet. I was also thinking about coming over here to protect Dutch Guiana and Venezuela. And then another thing with this game is this expansion adds oil derricks to a few territories, and basically those can be strategically bombed and reduce the territory's income. Now, I'm actually not a huge fan of this rule. Honestly, I think the Oil Wars expansion does a way better job of covering oil and strategic resources in this game. So if I were to just play with this expansion, I might take away the oil derricks rule, which, to explain again, is basically just if they get strategically bombed, it reduces the territory's value. There's 1 over there, and then there's 2 over here. So yeah, that's the expansion in a nutshell. Comment below what you think about it. If I were to give it a rating, I'd probably honestly give it a 8 out of 10 for my rating.